Hey everybody, Michael Gebben here, and I'm super excited to be with you on another Rockin' Wednesday. So I'm really excited about today's video. I'm so fired up about this one. It's about a movie that I saw this past weekend called McFarland, USA. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, I will be potentially giving some things away, just so you know, if you don't know the story already. But today's video is going to be about doing whatever it takes. And are you willing to do whatever it takes to get to your goals, dreams, and aspirations that you have? You see, because in this movie, Kevin Costner, the main actor, got fired from a number of schools and goes and gets a job as a PE coach at this podunk school in McFarland, USA. Not too much happening in good old McFarland, USA in the movie. And the interesting part, he's coaching PE class and he has these kids he sees that are running really fast. And it's like, wow. Now he gets a bright idea to start track and field at this school. Now, they didn't have track and field before he came in. And so they had really no money, no resources, right? Because we all need lots of money and lots of resources to succeed. Because I'll tell you what, after all the surveys and things I've seen, most of you think that you don't have the money or the resources to go after your dreams and goals. Or you have to be the best. Or you have to know the best. You have to have the best, right? Well, let me tell you a little story about this movie. You see, these kids didn't have the best, and they didn't have any money, and they didn't have any major resources. What they had is they had heart and soul. You see, these kids got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go out into the fields and work, right? They went out in the fields and worked all morning. Then they went to school all day. And then after school, they went out in the fields again in 100-degree-plus weather. And they worked for a few more hours until they went to practice. And they ran for 10 plus miles. 10 plus miles in 100-degree plus weather. After they had just been in the fields, bent over like this for hours. Not too good on your back. But they did this every day. And they practiced and they practiced and they practiced. And they did whatever it took to be the best. Without the best resources, the best money, because they had heart. And they wanted it bad. Even Kevin Costner went out in the fields to help these kids. And you know what he asked them? He said, how much you get paid? And they said, we get paid by the field. By the field. The faster we work, the more our dad gets paid. These kids knew about hard work. And you see, I question each and every single one of you that when you're out there and you're wanting something, you want this goal or this dream, how hard are you willing to work for it? You see, I've been looking at a lot of actors and musicians and artists and athletes, and you look at these people and you see what they have today. You might see what I've accomplished. And you think, oh, they're special, right? They've got special something, special talents. You, Michael, you have so much energy, so much enthusiasm, right? So much passion. You're so good at what you do. Or you look at these athletes and these actors, you think they're just great at what they do. Or they had a great upbringing. Or they had lots of money. They had a great family. They had this, they had that. But they're not divorced, so they're not this. What you don't see is the hard work and hustle. The second they get up to the second they go to bed, hustling for what it is that they want. Making their dreams become a reality. Creating that reality. They're not given that reality. They're not given that dream. They work hard for it. Anybody you watch on TV or a movie, they have worked their ass off to get what it is that they want. So here's what happened. This is the spoiler alert. The reality is that these kids hustled so hard for what it is that they wanted. Not having all the money, not having all the resources of these other big schools. And in one single year, with that heart and soul, they made it to state. And not only did they make it to state, they won state that year. And not just that year, but 9 out of the next 14 years, they won against schools that should have won. Because they had the money, they had the resources, they had the facilities, they had everything. needed in what the normal view of society and the world is to win, to succeed. The money, the resources, the best of everything. But when Kevin Costner looks them in the eye and says, you know what they don't have? They don't have the heart. And I get a little emotional thinking about it. Because when anybody ever questions me, or I see people question other people who've achieved amazing things, 99.9% of those people didn't get there by luck. They didn't win the lottery. They created their luck every single day with the hard work and hustle and heart that they put into it. So I want you to think about that right now. How much heart do you have for what it is that you say you want? How much heart do you have? And are you willing to do whatever it takes? Because I can tell you right now that raw talent, there's no such thing as just flat out raw talent. Anybody that you look at that is the best practices every single day to make that happen, to create that raw talent. It doesn't just happen. I heard somebody say about Tiger Woods, I think he had a golf club when he was 2 years old. Right? So he didn't just pick up a golf club one day when he was 20 years old and boom, oh my God, look at that, it's amazing, I'm amazing. Everybody that I know in my life who has achieved amazing things has got the heart and the soul and the hustle. You guys rock. But I also heard another quote recently about being nice. And it said, nothing inside cares enough. And it's kind of an awakening that I've had literally in the last week. Because for me, I've always been super nice. It's not that I don't care. But what I learned is that by just flat out being nice to everybody, to make everybody love you and care about you and think you're amazing, you're actually disservicing those people. When you know the truth and you can tell someone the truth and look them in the eye, and instead of just trying to be nice and say what someone needs to hear, you need to tell them the truth so that they get that awakening. They get hit hard sometimes, but by getting hit hard, that's when you get the biggest breakthroughs. That's when you get the biggest wins. So I just want you to know right now that you got to take a good hard look at what it is that you want. You know, one other little nugget. Somebody was recently saying that this guy came to him, said he was working full-time at a job, and he was making $50,000 a year. And he thought to himself, he said, well, I'm going to go to this guy. I'd like to start an online business. And in the next year, I'd like to make $150,000, 3 times what he was making in his current job. And he said, well, how much time are you going to be able to put into that? He said, I don't know, 3 to 5, maybe 10 hours a week. He says, okay, I want you to think about that for a second. So you're expecting, starting from ground zero, to make 3 times as much money, doing 1/3 of the effort that you do right now. Not even 10% of the effort that you put in forth to a job that makes you $50,000, and you want to put in 10% of the effort you put into that makes you $50,000 and have it give you $150,000. So just think about that right now. How much are you being able to give to that thing that you want? I get that some of you have full-time jobs, kids, families, all these things. And believe me, I'm family first, 1,000,000%. I went with my whole family to see McFarland USA. But the reality is, the things I have achieved in my life, the athletes, the entertainers, the people that you look up to, if any of you ever dream of having something like that, it doesn't come by dabbling around. A little bit here and a little bit there every once in a while. It's consistency. It's commitment. It's giving it all you've got. Going all in on things. That doesn't mean sacrificing your family, but it means you have to blend the two together and work together on it to make it happen, but you gotta give it whatever it takes. And are you willing to do whatever it takes to make your dreams a reality? little bit more intense today, a little fired up. But just, I saw the movie and it just hit me, because seeing those kids who everybody thought was the underdogs, and there was no way on earth, first guy comes in and he's like, we're gonna blow you away. Costner's team comes in, boom, and he's like, that's right. It made me feel good, because I want the underdog to win more than anybody, because I know doggone well that you don't have to have all the money in the world, the best of everything, to succeed. You gotta be resourceful, and you gotta make the best of what you have right now. And what you have inside is all you need. And if you believe that with every bone in your body, and you go after it with everything you've got, you will achieve amazing things. So my friends, that's it. I'm stopping there today. I could go on and on and on, as you know, but just go out there, really question, are you giving what you want everything you've got? Or are you going half in? I hope you're going all in and giving it all the heart and soul, because when you give it that, most people on this planet are playing way down here below the screen. You don't even have to go all in to be better than freaking 90% of the people on the planet. But when you go all in, you got an edge above the rest. And I know you've got it in you. So rock and roll, my friends. I truly appreciate each and every single one of you. And this one, that's it. Stopping right there. And I hope I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you guys so much. Take care. All right. Got one thing at the end here. You can watch last week's video, or you can subscribe right here. But just let me know. I know I gave things away, but have you seen McFarland USA? Leave a comment below and tell me what you thought of the movie. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was outstanding. Got me a little emotional a few times. And if not, you should definitely see it regardless. I know I gave some away today. Sorry for that. I hate spoilers. That's why I told you it'd be a spoiler to not to watch it if you didn't want to. But appreciate you so much. But let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you are giving it whatever it takes. Rock and roll. See ya.